This is Jefferson Close-Up, and I'm Carol Celine. My guest today is Dr. Anthony Dimarino. Welcome.
Thank you.
Nice to have you here.
Yes.
Your father, you come from a doctor family. Your father was a family doctor in a small town in South Jersey, and his office was attached to the house. So you were exposed to medicine very early as a kid. And you've also been very influenced by your dad. Tell us a little bit about the role he played in your life.
Yeah, I mean, Carol, I think I'm very lucky because I kind of had a mentor ever since I can remember, my dad. I was the youngest child. I had two older sisters, and my father's office was in our home. So he worked 6 days a week, morning, noon, and night. And when I needed him, I knocked on the door, and he came out, and we had a nice chat, and he went back into the office.
Now, you told me that the word that best describes you would be passion. What do you mean by that?
I think that probably people tell me that because I think whatever I'm involved with, I seem like I really get involved with it. My wife is most clearly tells me about that. So, I don't have the ability to kind of turn it off at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. It's important.
Well, your focus on your work certainly has not gone unnoticed here at Jefferson. In 2007, you were given the very prestigious Jefferson Lifetime Achievement Award in Medicine. They credited you with building the GI program here at Jefferson. You now have a faculty, I think, of 27 doctors. And you write, you edit textbooks, you do research, you're a gifted teacher, but you're considered, most of all, a superb clinician. You are the doctor that other doctors want to emulate and want to go to when they're sick. Now, you do a lot of things in GI, but you're known best for a couple of areas that I want to talk about. First is motility. What does that mean, and what do you do for patients?
And motility is a term that talks about the motor function of the intestine. People don't realize it, but the intestine is predominantly a muscle in many ways. It has to get things from point A to point B. So if something goes wrong with that, in the case of the common one that everybody hears about is reflux, gastroesophageal reflux, GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease. And when that happens, people are aware of heartburn, heartburn and indigestion. And that's a common example of a motor problem or a motility problem.
Could you talk a little bit about celiac disease? Because I know that you're also co-director of the Celiac Center here.
Yeah, celiac disease is a new passion of mine, newfound, if you want to use the word passion. And celiac disease, as you say, is an allergy to gluten, which is in wheat, rye, and barley. Those grains, wheat, rye, and barley. If you think about it, that's about everything we eat, right? Yeah. So one thing led to another, and we've been very involved. Now we've opened a celiac center here at Jefferson for adult celiac center, which is the only one currently in Philadelphia. So we're seeing a lot of patients. But I will say one thing, it affects 1% of the American population. That's a huge number of people.
And is there a test for it, or is it basically, do you take these grains out of the diet and see if the patient feels better?
Well, both. There is a newly described blood test where we can test antibodies in your blood to gluten. And if you know you have gluten sensitivity, if you go on this gluten-free diet, you will more than likely feel much better than you felt in a long time, but you'll also avoid or greatly lessen the risk of all these complications.
That's fascinating. I mean, I had no idea that so many things could happen to you as a result of this particular allergy. Well, I can see why you're the man that everyone goes to in the city for second opinions. Thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.